Hi, myself Dr. Anirudh. I am going to tell you how you can perform third experiment of analog electronics lab, that is measurement of S parameter of the transistor in common emitter configuration. So the aim of this experiment is to determine the S parameter of the transistor when transistor connected in common emitter configuration. There is a three type of configuration: common base, common collector, common emitter. Generally common emitter is used in amplification purpose. So our aim is to tell you how you can calculate different parameter of means transistor when it is connected in a common base configuration, common emitter configuration. So requirement of this experiment is transistor BC107, digital multimeter, regulated power supply 0 to 30 volt as usual I told you in previous experiment, and breadboard and two resistance you need 100 ohm and 100 kilo ohm and connecting wire. So circuit diagram of this experiment is shown here. This is the circuit diagram. Here you have connected power supply that varying from 0 to 30 volt, and another component of this experiment is resistance 100 kilo ohm, which you connected here across the at the input circuit, and a ammeter which vary from 0 to 100 microampere, and a voltmeter you are connected here that can measure 0 to 2 volt. This is basically because when the emitter is shorted you will get maximum voltage, that is 0.7 volt. So no need to connect it 0 in the range of 0 to 10 or like that. That's why here 0 to 2 volt. And this is NPN transistor. This is a emitter, this is a base, this is a collector. In the experiment I will show you how you can identify base, emitter, collector of a transistor. So here you can have you can connect a voltmeter that will measure the voltage between common and emitter, and then 100 ohm resistance you can treat as a load resistance and biasing resistance both, and another another component, that is a meter which can measure 0 to 100 milliampere. Generally we are biasing 4 milliampere like that, so 0 to 20 milliampere also you can say, but here maximum value you can set from 0 to 100 milliampere. So VCC is biasing voltage. You can have the same biasing voltage which is same source, voltage source which you place here, same voltage source you can place here. So you can vary this voltage from 0 to 30 volt, 0 to 30 volt here also. We will discuss how much you vary when not. One thing I want to tell you, why we are saying why we are making a terminal common of a transistor. Actually, for any circuit which is in practical, it has two input and two output, one input and one output. It has one pair of terminal is for input signal and one pair of terminal for output signal. But unfortunately your BJT, bipolar junction transistor, has only three terminal, 1, 2, 3, that is collector, base and emitter. That is collector, base and emitter. So to make it 4 terminal means 2 for this side, 2 for this side, one terminal is common, and common emitter terminal basically used in amplifier because HFE or beta is large, that is the ratio of IC and IB, that is the ratio of IC and IB. IB is in the range of, from here also you can see 0 to 100 microampere, and IC is a 0 from 100 milliampere. Because of this reason you can see this configuration is widely used in amplifier purpose. So here why H parameter? Actually you can model a transistor, then you can easily correlate when you change the input value, output value, you can corresponding output value. If you model this transistor with some circuit, that circuit can be generated by using Y model, Z model, transmission line model, ABCD model. So those model can be also used for the modeling of this transistor, so that means without again and again calculation of those circuit parameter of the transistor, you can just focus on output voltage, input voltage, what is the relation between output voltage and input voltage when the transistor is on position, off position, or like that. So this is the advantage of your modeling. First we model your transistor, then you can replace this transistor with that model, that is ABCD model, Y model, Z model, and H parameter. Among all these your H parameter model is very useful. Why this is very useful? Because it has both type of unit, and it is obtained by sorting and opening, means mix parameter. It has ohm, and it has mho, both conductance and resistance, voltage gain, current gain, everything in this. That's why it is called as hybrid parameter. So those means what is the procedure? Procedure for this, first connect the circuit as per this diagram, first figure, and then second step, BBV we have to maintain 0 volt, means voltage across this, or you can calculate this voltage also. We have this voltage is generally 7.7 volt. So first we have to zero biasing. Here we have to provide 0 voltage, and we maintain here. We come at this side and we keep this VCE is equal to 5 volt. We will increase this VCC in a such a way the VCE reading is 5 volt. Meaning of this first step is this one only. Then by fixing VCE 5 volt, by adjusting some value of VCC, we now change means this input voltage for some value, that is for some voltage some value, and we note down this, we change the BB now, this source voltage now increase from the 0 in some step, and we measure IB and BB, and those can be recorded in this graph. Those can be recorded. VC is equal to 0 volt, then IB, BB you note, VC is equal to 5 volt, then IB, BB you note. So this here, if you want, you can go for further reading also, 5 volt, 10 volt, 20 volt, like that. And so it is your choice, but minimum 2 volt value is needed, 0 volt and VC 5 volt. Second procedure means second thing means this what I just discussed, that was input characteristic. When you want to generate the input characteristic, then you can use this formula, this procedure. When you want to calculate the output characteristic, then you first fix VCC is equal to 0 volt and BBB here, this voltage you have to increase such that IB become 20 microampere. IB become 20 microampere. Now vary the VCC. Now vary the VCC and measure the current IC, voltage VCC, feed the voltage here. IB 20 microampere, IB 40 microampere, IB 60 microampere. You feed these voltage and correspondingly you calculate IC VCE by changing VCC. Note down in this forward or output characteristic, you have to vary VCC, measure the VCC, IC, and IB is fixed. To fix IB, you have to fix VBB also at certain value, that is 10 microampere, 20 microampere. For all the reading, you have to generate some value. So that is the process. So here means mathematical relation HIE is generally in hybrid parameter, hybrid model. HIE is your input impedance. It is input impedance of your transistor, not complete this circuit. HIE is input impedance of your means transistor. It is given by change in BBE voltage to change in IB voltage, provided that VCE is a constant. Just see this graph. So that is a change of, suppose that you are feeding the value here and here, VCE is a constant, you can get the difference of difference of VBE to difference of IB, that give you HIE, input resistance of your transistor, input impedance of not circuit, input impedance of your transistor, that is fixed at a constant value of means collector emitter. VCE is a constant, either 0 or 5 or something. So HI has different value for different value of biasing here, because due to the output this is changed or this is affected. Another parameter which you can use, you can calculate from this input characteristic, that is means HRE, that is the difference in that is another quantity is forward current gain, HFE. So input characteristic, you can get VCE constant and HFE. Actually HFE is also calculated from this curve. I will tell you how you can calculate. But at the constant VCE means you will get HFE. And reverse voltage gain also you can calculate from delta VBE upon delta VCE. So finally you can calculate output impedance, that is delta IC, delta VCE, when IB is a constant. So this parameter and this parameter you will calculate from your output characteristic. And this parameter and this parameter you can calculate from the input characteristic. How graphically you can calculate, I am telling you. If you draw the graph between, means here I represented how you can calculate HRE, HIE by drawing the base voltage and base current. And here we see is a constant. This is an input characteristic. Here you can see that this is an input characteristic. This is a base current. This is a base voltage. And VC is a constant. Here you can see 0 volt 0.1 volt, minus 0.1 volt and 3 volt. So first of all, how you can calculate input impedance? Input impedance for VCE constant, either here or here. So this is the base voltage, this is the current, base current. So if you take this curve, it is meaning that you are taking VC is equal to some volt here. VC is equal to some volt. VC is equal to some volt. So, here VC is equal to some volt, either here VC is equal to minus 3 volt. If VC minus is equal to 3 volt, then you have to divide, means HIE is equal to delta V upon delta IB. So first calculate the difference. From year to year you will get a voltage difference. In this means year to year you can get the current difference. Here you have IB1, here you have IB2 minus IB1, and here you will get voltage. Corresponding to this there is a BB1, corresponding to this there is a BB2. So BB1 minus BB1 into delta VIB, and here you are getting I1, IB1, IB2, that gives you delta IB. In this way you can calculate delta, input impedance that has a ohm resistance of unit of resistance, ohm. Impedance unit is ohm, input impedance unit is ohm. So you can calculate this input impedance of transistor, not circuit. This is a transistor input impedance, and this is H, hybrid parameter of transistor, that is input impedance. How you calculate this? First take this curve at VCE. Here VCE constant is given. So here you can take this curve, either this curve, one at a time. So just take this point. Here note down the voltage. Here note down the voltage and current. Suppose that is V1, I1, and here you again note down the voltage and current V2, I2. So delta V1 is delta V2 minus V1, and delta IV is I2 minus I1. So this is the graphical method. First you have to plot the graph between BB and IB. BB and IB. Take the slope of this. Then you will get the HIE. From here you can see HI value is depending on output voltage. When output voltage, the slope of this curve is different, slope of this curve is different, slope of this curve is different. So different input impedance you will get corresponding to your output biasing voltage, which is drop across VCE, which drop across VCE. So how you will get reverse voltage gain? IB constant. So just take a line from here to here. No need to draw again, just take the plot of base voltage and base current. IB here it is saying constant. So take a IB value here, the line. Here constant you have taken. Note down the change in VCE from here to here. Minus 3 volt here and here 0.3. The difference of this is minus 3 volt, 0.3. Generally it is come minus 2.9. So delta VCE 2.9. Delta VCE 2.9. What about the BB? BB is a 0.25 here, 0.25 here, means less than some value. Consider that 0.24. at this point. So delta V is 0.5 minus 0.2, 0.5 it will come, and here 2.9. So this is the unitless quantity and its value is 0.02 means something. I am not calculating correctly. So moral of the story is that means this value is very small, HRE value is very small, and it means you can get this thing from the graph, means from table which is given for a particular transistor. Here we are using BC107 means model of transistor. So you can take other model also. So you can find the result accordingly. So now there is a two other parameter, current gain and the output admittance. Current gain means and output admittance. Current gain is represented by HFE and it is again unitless quantity. How you can calculate? For this you have to plot the output characteristic of your transistor, that is means this curve. For HIE you have to plot graph of this, and for HFE and H0E you have to plot the graph of this portion of your table, and for this table of for HIE and HIE and HRE, reverse voltage gain and input impedance you will get from this curve. Plotting this, if you plot this curve, this table, you will get HRE and HIE. If you plot output characteristic, you will get HFE and H0E. How you will get that? When you plot those things, you will get this type of curve at different IB1, IB2, like this you will get. So how you will calculate the HFE? Take the change, means select a point, see the variation in collector current. Here you will get a one collector current, here you will get another collector current, and here IB2 is a difference value, here you have IB1 a different value, then VC is a constant. Here in the same way I told you previous curve, means here VC is a constant at some value. So if you take the ratio of this IC2 and IC1 and divide it by IB2 minus IB1, you will get current gain, value of current gain. Similarly, output admittance you can find. Output admittance means admittance, you know that the current divided by voltage. IB is a fix here now. You can select this IB or this IB. Choice is yours. Suppose that you are selecting this IB because Q point is shown here. Q point is the minimum operating point, means minimum requirement to use your transistor as an amplifier. Use your transistor as an amplifier. So this is the basic criteria. So you can you can use any curve, this curve or this curve, for finding HOE. So delta IC. Suppose that you use the delta IC. Suppose that here you are using IC2. Here you are considering IC1. So take the difference of that, IC2 minus IC1, and then you will go here, VC value is VC1, here VC2. Delta VC is equal to VC2 minus VC1. If you divide these two, you will get output admittance. This is the way why you means plot the graph. Objective of the plot the graph is to calculate the hybrid parameter of your transistor. So whatever value you will get from here and here, you can compare with those value at same operating value which is given by your supplier or manufacturer. Hope you get some input for the performance of this experiment. Have a nice day. Thank you.